What's up, y'all? Yeah, it's been over a week. I just been chilling, but for the time that I have been gone, it's been a lot going on. As far as the news that I heard off the internet, so I wanted to dip my head in real quick. As you can see, I'm wearing this PPE equipment. I'm so over this COVID. It's still people being tested and their results are coming back positive. And I'm just over it. So, when people come back positive, you have to suit up at least for about 14 days. And I'm just over it. I am. But we got to wear it. But I wanted to dip my head in, say hey to my subscribers. Hey, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you want. It all depends on what I'm talking about. You feel free to comment. But I did want to talk about the two deaths that I'm aware of. And then I think the other day I found out about the comedian. I can't remember his name, but comedian and two other people, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly died off of a drug overdose. And I think the fourth person damn near battling for their life. It's just so sad to hear about these deaths. And it's like it just happened right away. Like it just happened so fast. Like you don't have time to think and try to figure out what went on, what caused them to do any of the things that they did to lead to their deaths. Number one, I wanted to talk about Mercedes Morr. Rest in peace, her soul. Definitely that was a wake-up call. I'm going to say that was a wake-up call for a lot of women, including myself, because that situation could happen to anybody. I do understand that she was famous. She was very famous off Instagram. She traveled a lot, allegedly went to different clubs and allegedly strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like promote herself. I kind of see that she was some type of entrepreneur. That's what I got out of her. No, I didn't follow her on social media, but I do remember seeing her through the internet with nice pictures and things like that. She was a very beautiful woman. She really was. And rest in peace, her soul. But with the situation with her and what caused her death, like when I looked at the picture of the guy and then I'm looking at her and I'm like, I know off top it wasn't a relationship. It couldn't have been no relationship. I know that. So it was obvious it had to have been some type of money exchange thing. I do for you, you do for me. Or you take me out or pay for this, I do some things for you. It was I kind of got like looking at his picture and looking at hers and kind of just putting two and two together. I kind of just got like, he was just doing, things for her, spending money on her. It's obvious. Look at her, she was very beautiful. But looking at him, it's just like, okay, what the hell are you doing? Trying to, talk to her. Like it just, if you look at him and look at her, it just don't add up. And you knew off top, it had to been some type of situation where she was receiving money from him. That was obvious. Just looking at them two together, that was obvious. I think my thing ripped or something. Hold on. Okay. My jacket or something was falling off. It felt like my PPE gown was falling off. But yeah, just looking at them two, it was obvious that you could kind of sense it wasn't no relationship. It wasn't no relationship. No way, no how. And it did look like it was it could have been a little bit of obsession on his behalf, him not getting what he wants. And, let me say this, him may not being able to get what he thought he was going to get out of her, and it could have went left. It could be anything. He probably could have invested a whole lot of money in her and realized, hey, I invested this money in you. What's next? And she probably just hit him with the, you still, you still gotta do all the things you were doing before. And I just feel like she wasn't really, just looking at them two, it just seems like she wasn't taking it as serious as he was. Because look, he killed her and then he killed himself. So it was obviously a big obsession. And those obsessions can be very dangerous. You got to be careful, because it is people out here that will kill you for just being in love with you, or for you just being so very beautiful and everybody wants you. You'd be surprised. And with this situation, it just seems like it was some type of an obsession. And the situation she was in, it just won't good. She shouldn't have gave her location away. I can't say that. Allegedly, she gave her location to him. She may have felt comfortable to do that. When women give men locations to where they live, and I can even say this for myself, but I can say I have not been doing this, but when a woman does give a man a location, that means they're very comfortable with you. Because we're not going to give you our location and we're not comfortable with you, or we don't trust you. So she had to have been very comfortable with him. Allegedly, it was no forced entry, so she did let him in. But from the time that he walked in, nobody knows what happened within those minutes of her up to her death. Putting two and two together, I just think he came there and he thought it was going to be one way, and I'm assuming that she let him know, no, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be this way, and he snapped. You got people out there like that. They're not getting what they want, or if they feel like they invested a lot of time with you and they're still not getting what they want in return, people will snap. And in this situation, that's what happened. Rest in peace, Mercedes. Yeah, rest in peace. Very beautiful girl. Sending condolences out to her family. But I can say this is a lesson learned, I'm going to say in my early 20s, when you're young, oh, I want to give me a sugar daddy, or, get somebody to spend some money on me. And it ain't all what it's cooped up to be. It ain't all what it's cooped up to be, because you could be dealing with somebody that's spending all this money on you. You got everything you need, but they could be crazy as hell. So you have to think about that. Be careful who you're dealing with. Be cautious of who you're dealing with. This goes for men too. It just really did seem like it was some type of obsession. It was. I mean, come on. Looking at the picture, looking at his picture and looking at her, you off top knew like, this ain't right. Like, what the hell are they even doing together? That's what I thought when I looked at the pictures online, the mugshot of him and, the picture of her. I'm just like, what the hell are they even doing linking? Like, it had to have been some type of money thing. He had to have been giving her some money. And the money that he was giving her, it must have been good. And, she's just taking it. She's comfortable, Was it her fault for the situation that she was in? No. He had no right to put his hands on her, period. So no, it wasn't her fault that she was in the situation she was in. It's just things just happen at the wrong time. And she should have just never gave him that location. Never. And if she was going to decide to meet up with him beforehand, I would have took somebody with me. But then again, she probably didn't know how crazy he was. So rest in peace, her soul. And this is a lesson learned for myself, and hopefully for the other women and my women subscribers as well. Like, be careful who you dealing with. Even if they got money and they giving you stuff and they taking care of you, everything is smooth. Always remember, they could be crazy as hell way back there in the head, but they giving you everything you want, And then you got some men that aren't crazy and they just giving you whatever you want. Still be cautious, because this beautiful young lady lost her life off of being comfortable with someone. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't expecting to be strangled. Who knows? It could have been premeditated on this guy's behalf. He could have already been thinking, when I get there, I'm a killer. But she not gonna know it. You know what I mean? It could have been anything. Nobody really knows from the time that she opened that door. So we only could put two and two together, and people that may have known her or that was in her circle or mutual friends, you know, if they knew how she lived her lifestyle or anything like that, you know, they know. And you just got to be careful. I was very shocked. I thought about this for over a week. From the time I found out about it, I was just thinking about it. Even when I was at home, when I was at work, you know, just thinking like, you know, he just came in there and he just strangled her and then he killed himself. Like, that's some Twilight Zone shit. Like, that's just prime example of obsession. All those Lifetime movies y'all see, or Fatal Attraction, that's what it is, a fatal attraction. This is a prime live example of an obsession and fatal attraction. And you have to be very careful. So, yeah, that's all I pretty much have to say about Mercedes Morr. Like I say, I really don't know the actual detailed lifestyle she was living, but looking at this man and looking at her, it had to have been a money thing. Ain't no way in hell I could not see her with this man in a relationship. There's no way they had one. And, you know, doing the investigation, they have all those text messages and things like that. They have all that information. Remind you, these two people were texting way before any of this happened. So they're going to have receipts of texting and whatever, money transactions. If he was giving her money, which I believe he was, they're going to have all that stuff. So it's obvious that we know who killed her. We don't have to worry about that part. It's just that this man took the coward way out. You know what I mean? You going to kill somebody, then kill yourself, so you ain't got to deal with going to jail or deal with, you know, anything, whatever. Getting sent to the electric chair, whatever they got going on. You know, he tried to take the coward way out. He didn't want to deal with all of that. And his crazy tail probably was thinking some type of Romeo and Juliet type mess. Let me kill her. I love her so much, I'm going to kill myself. Or like the, it kind of reminds me of that Steve McNair thing, the football player with his side chick. His side chick then went crazy, obsessed over him, then killed him, and then killed herself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll talk about that too. I had to make a story about that, and I ain't forget about me making a story about that basketball player too that had signed with the Celtics. But yeah, man, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, but getting off Mercedes Morr, I want to talk about Michael K. Williams. Rest in peace, his soul, man. When I found out about that this past Monday, I was shocked. I mean, literally, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that he died. He was well known for The Wire. If anybody, or if any fans out there, subscribers, if you're used to watching The Wire, he was well known off that. He was famous off that. And I just can't believe he gone. I can't believe he gone. They allegedly, his nephew, he was supposed to be going to a family event, and they hadn't heard from him. So the nephew allegedly stopped by the New York apartment to check on him. And allegedly, I don't know for sure, but I did read, allegedly, he was found face down. He did have drug equipment in the living room, or I believe he was in the living room. They found drug equipment in the living room, in the house. So it was well known that he was doing drugs, allegedly. And it's such a shock to me, because all these years he's been in the acting business, he was never known, or it was never promoted to the internet that he was on drugs or he had some type of drug addiction. It was never, like, it never even crossed my mind. So it was just kind of crazy how, you know, all of that just kind of stirred up in one. So, Michael K. Williams, he was a good actor. He really was. And it wasn't even just The Wire he was well known from. He was well known from The Wire. The Wire gave him an opportunity for other acting careers, I feel like, other acting positions, other acting offerings to movies and sitcoms. Because it just seemed like after The Wire, his career took off. So I'm just so shocked that he has passed off of a drug overdose. Allegedly, it was, I hope I'm saying this name right because I have a hard time saying it. I hope it, allegedly it was fentanyl, I can't never pronounce that word, but I do know that drug is a heavy drug, and that's something that surgical people use, like when you about to have surgery. That's like a hospital drug. How the hell you have access to that unless you know like a doctor or something? So fentanyl and cocaine, like, come on, man. Cocaine is already a well-known heavy drug. So why the hell would you even want to try to mix it with fentanyl? If I'm saying the word right. But why would you want to mix it with that? They probably shot up to his heart. He caught a heart attack. That's too much. You can't be pumping your body with all that stuff just to get a high. Just to get a 2-minute high. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, man. He had a good career. And, you know, age 54, that's young. That's young. You're around my mom and daddy age. You in the same generation as them. You young. So it's like, it's heartbreaking. It is. And then allegedly, like I said, his nephew found him like that. He was supposed to go to a family event. He didn't show up, so they were just trying to figure out what the problem was. And that's what happened. That's how they found him this past Monday. The internet is shocked. They are, especially if you're a real big fan of him. I'm not going to say I was a real big fan, but I am aware of his work and what he did. He was a good actor and well known, off the wire. So I just want to say rest in peace to Mercedes Morr and Michael K. Williams. Also, I don't know too much about the new comedian, but I do know he also had a drug overdose and off a laced blunt with fentanyl and cocaine. Like, what is up with that? Like, what? I don't understand why y'all even trying to even be that high, you know? And I just don't understand that. And now look, it's causing people to die. So I hope people are not suggesting to do that. I wouldn't recommend anybody to do that. So, but it just seems like, you know, people are dying off of these drugs. You mixing them and you tearing your body up, or you thinking you can handle it, and boom, you dead. Ain't no getting up from that. But you thought you could handle it, and I think that was the case with Michael K. He thought he could handle it, or he didn't think, you know what I'm saying, he was gonna go out like that. And look, so, whew, yeah. This was a pretty tough week or two. But the Mercedes Morr thing, that really just took a toll on me, because that could happen to me. That could happen to any of the women. That could happen to a lot of people. So you just have to be cautious. Just was talking about that. But getting back to Michael, it's sad. It really is. It's a wake-up call. And rest in peace to the comedian and the 2 others that had died with him with the fentanyl and cocaine. Rest in peace. So it's Mercedes Morr, Michael K. Williams, and I do not know that comedian's name, but he is a new comedian, and 2 other friends passed with him. And that fourth one that was hanging with them allegedly was still in the hospital, battling for her life, fighting for her life. I think the 4th person was a girl, allegedly, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, definitely tune in. I'll be back. Got a lot to talk about some things. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Thanks, guys, for hanging in there with me. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to y'all. Peace.